There is a quiet death that happens to a man long before his heart ever stops. It happens on a Tuesday at a desk doing work. He stopped caring about years ago. He is not sick. He is not poor. He is just slowly going numb and calling it being an adult. This is burnout, and it does not look like collapse. It looks like a man on autopilot. The Stoics were slaves and emperors trapped in duties they never chose, and they still found a way to live. By the end of this video, you will know how to come back to life without burning it all down. There are 7 moves that pull a man out of the numbness. The 6th one is the one that changes your relationship with work forever. But first, you have to understand what burnout actually is. Here is what nobody explains about burnout. Burnout is not from working too hard. Men work brutally hard on things they love and feel alive. Burnout is from spending yourself day after day on something that gives nothing back to your soul. It is effort without meaning. Motion without a direction you believe in. You are not tired because of the hours. You are tired because the hours feel pointless. Seneca wrote that life is long enough if you know how to use it, but most men are spent, not spent well. The exhaustion is not physical. It is the sound of a man disconnected from why he is doing any of it. Fix the why or change the what, but the numbness will not lift on its own. The first move, stop letting the job decide who you are. Somewhere along the way, you fused your identity to your work, and now its emptiness feels like your emptiness. But you are not your job title. You are not your output. You are not the numbers on a review. The Stoics drew a hard line between their role and their self. A role is something you perform. A self is something you keep, no matter what role you are in. So you play the part at work with full effort, and you keep your soul out of the transaction. The job can have your hours. It cannot have your identity unless you sign it over. Take yourself back, and the job stops having the power to hollow you out. The second move, most of your exhaustion is spent on things you cannot control. The boss, the politics, the decisions made above you, the direction of the whole ship. You carry all of it, and none of it is yours to carry. The Stoics divided the world into 2 piles. What is in your power and what is not. Your effort, your attitude, your standards, your next move. That is your pile, and it is enough. Everything else you set down not because you do not care, but because carrying it changes nothing. Half of burnout is the weight of things you were never meant to hold. Drop what is not yours, and the load becomes something a man can actually carry. The third move, if the work has no meaning, you have 2 honest options. Find a meaning already inside it, or build one on purpose. Even dull work can serve something. The people you provide for, the skill you are quietly sharpening, the discipline you are building. Marcus Aurelius ran an empire he never asked for, and found meaning in doing his duty well. If you truly cannot find any thread of meaning, that is not weakness, that is information. It is the work telling you it is a bridge, not a destination. Either way, you stop drifting. You either connect to a why, or you start planning the exit. A man with a why can endure almost any what. If this is landing, let me say one thing directly. If you are done going numb at a desk that is quietly draining you, subscribe. It costs you nothing, and it is how this reaches the men who need it. Then come back, because the next move is the one that brings a man back to life. The fourth move, a man with only a job has nothing to catch him when the job goes hollow. For years you poured everything into work and let the rest of your life quietly starve. No hobby, no craft, no body worth living in, no friends outside the building. So when the work went numb, there was nothing else left to feel anything about. The Stoics tended the whole man, not just his duty. Build one thing outside of work that is entirely yours. Something you do only because it is alive. The gym, the craft, the mountain, the skill that answers to no manager. Give your life a second engine, and the job losing power no longer means you lose everything. Now here is the move that changes work forever. The fifth move. Stop waiting for the work to make you feel alive, and bring the aliveness to it. You have been treating engagement as something the job is supposed to hand you. It never was. A man brings his fire to the work, not the other way around. The Stoics chose their attitude regardless of the task in front of them. Do the boring thing with full presence, and even it changes character. It sounds impossible until you try it for one honest day and feel the numbness crack. You are not powerless over how dead the work feels. You have simply never tried the one lever you hold. The sixth move. If it truly is the wrong work, leave with a plan, not a match. Burnout tempts a man to blow it all up in one dramatic afternoon. That is not courage. That is just the numbness reaching for a different drug. The Stoic acts deliberately. He does not trap himself, and he does not detonate his life. So you build the exit quietly on the side while the current work still pays. Skills after hours. Savings stacked. The next door opened before the current one closes. Freedom is not a leap off a cliff. It is a bridge built one calm plank at a time. Plan the escape like a man, and one day you simply walk without ever needing to burn anything. The seventh move. No paycheck is worth the slow erasure of the man earning it. A man can gain a comfortable salary and lose himself so gradually he never notices the trade. The numbness spreads from the job into the marriage, the friendships, the mirror. The Stoics measured a life by its virtue and its vitality, never by its comfort alone. So you guard the man himself as the real asset, above any title or wage. Ask honestly, is this work building me or quietly erasing me one Tuesday at a time? If the honest answer is erasing, then no amount of money makes it a good deal. Protect the man first, and the right work or the right exit becomes obvious. Here is what nobody tells you about the quiet death of burnout. No one will notice it happening, least of all you, because it wears the mask of being responsible. You will get up, perform, provide, and slowly forget you were ever alive underneath it. Every year you stay numb to keep the peace. The harder it becomes to remember what alive even felt like. Coming back to life is not something that happens to a man. It is something he chooses, one deliberate move at a time. So remember the seven. Separate the job from your soul. Release what is not yours. Find or build the meaning. Rebuild a life outside work. Bring your own fire. Plan the exit calmly, and protect the man above the paycheck. Do that, and the numbness lifts, and the same life starts to feel like yours again. Not a different job necessarily. A different man, no longer dying quietly at his own desk. If this gave you even one breath of life back, subscribing is how you say, make more. I make these for the man who refuses to go numb just to stay employed. Come back to life on purpose, and no desk will ever quietly bury you again. I will see you in the next one.